Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Miles Cunningham. Shout out to Lucario. Shout out to everybody that supports. Shout out to everybody on the Bad Boy membership. So this is another installment of personal care versus looks and how taking care of yourself as a man translates into looks, right? So we can try to find some type of common ground on the whole, looks versus game situation. You understand? Because I feel like a man with game is a man who takes care of himself. Is a man who knows how to take care of himself. As far as like we talked about before, oral hygiene, dick maintenance. And today what we're going to talk about is diet. Right? So I'm going to basically talk about some basic things concerning diet. And I'll tell you a little bit about what I do as far as diet, but it's really up to you because everybody has a different body. Everybody's different. And I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. So you might have to go visit, a doctor, a nutritionist, or somebody to help you with your situation specifically. Right. But I just have a couple of things to tell you about diet in general for a man, especially in these days and times. And with what society offers and with what society considers food these days. You understand? So the first thing is we need to cut out sugar. Men don't need sugar. Okay? We don't need sugar. For a lot of different reasons, niggas is sweet enough out here, bruh. Like, it's a lot of sweet motherfuckers running around, and and I'm not even talking about gay niggas. I'm talking about it's some sweet, sensitive ass dudes out here, and a part of that is because they consume too much sugar. You see what I'm saying? Like, first of all, let me talk about this real quick. So there's a difference between appetite and hunger. You understand? There's a difference between appetite and hunger, and here's the difference. What you have an appetite for is attached to your emotions and your ego. You understand? So, how if you ever fucked around with a chick and you ask her what she wants to eat, she can't make up her mind because her fucking emotions is all over the place. Because she has an appetite for different things, right? So it's an emotional thing. And that's what I mean when I say there's a lot of dudes out here, they too sweet out here. Like, They consume sugar because they attach their diet to a feeling, and then they go and eat whatever they feeling like eating, and then it's never really a good look. It's never really a good look. But a man focuses on hunger. Do you understand? A nigga with game, a man focuses on hunger. Am I hungry or am I not? Like, fuck my appetite. Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about my appetite, right? I'm worried about my hunger. I'm worried about the fact that I need to sustain I need to sustain life. You understand? I don't live to eat. I eat to live. If you could even look. There's a lot of philosophies and people and philosophers that talk about stoicism and the diet of a warrior and how a man is really supposed to eat. You're not really supposed to make food an emotional thing. You understand? You're not supposed to worry about your appetite. You're only supposed to worry about hunger, meaning that you eat when you're hungry. You eat when you know that you're supposed to eat. You understand? Which takes me back to my fasting video, right? Where we talked about fasting, where you only eat for a window of time because you consume all the nutrients you need for the day. You understand what I'm saying? There's no reason to keep snacking and snacking and snacking. Only people who are focused on their emotions do that. Mostly women. You understand what I'm saying? Men don't need to do that shit. That's why we don't need sugar. And with that being said, we're really not supposed to be consuming a lot of alcohol neither. You understand? Because alcohol and sugar is basically synonymous in the world of nutrition. You understand? So that's something that's very important. Like, just on a deeper level, you have to look at hunger versus appetite. You understand? A lot of times, I feel like having some seafood today, or I feel like having fried chicken, or I feel like, eating some chips because that's what I feel like. No, it's like, look at what I need. What do I need to eat in order to take care of my body, in order to make sure that I perform at optimal levels as a man, to make sure my thinking is clear, to make sure I can focus, to make sure I can, be on my purpose and fulfill my purpose and achieve the goals that I'm trying to achieve for today and things like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, and you don't need sugar, like for me, like in the mornings, I have black coffee. Before I started really getting into this shit, I used to, put all that sweet shit, fucking sweeteners and go to Starbucks and get the Frappuccinos with the whipped cream and all of this bullshit. Men don't need that shit, bruh. Men ain't supposed to have that shit. If you're a real dude, if you're a real man out here and you're taking your personal care very seriously as a man, none of that sugar shit needs to be for you. You understand what I'm saying? So cut sugar out, right? And then another thing I want to talk about is nothing that you eat should be processed. Everything that you eat should be fresh. Everything. You understand? Basically, when you go into as a man, when you go into a supermarket, the only place you should be going to is the produce section and the meat section. The produce section and the meat section. And if you have to get snacks, you go to the section where they have nuts. Pause. When they have nuts like almonds, macadamia nuts, walnuts, and those things are fresh, because really all they really do is they crack them and they roast. They might roast them with salt. And if you could get them shits raw, even better. You understand? But nothing that you eat should be processed. You shouldn't be eating a lot of canned foods. You shouldn't be eating too many things out of a package. You understand? You should be able to grab a bushel of, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, string beans, anything green, right? And then you go to the meat section and you get yourself some steak and nothing processed. Don't get sausage or bacon. Bacon that's debatable on the keto diet. We get into more details on that. But anything that's fresh, a fresh cut of beef, a fresh chicken, salmon, fish. You understand what I'm saying? Like, basically, you should be looking for unprocessed, high quality fat, protein, and green vegetables. That's pretty much it. That's all a man is supposed to really be eating. And like I said, if you really need to snack, like if you work out a lot, so you need to you need some extra calories, you need some snacks outside of your meal or outside of your proteins. Outside of your meats and your green vegetables and stuff. The only thing you should be consuming is like a handful of nuts. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like almonds. The best ones are almonds, and like I said, if you could get them raw, even better. But like almonds, Brazil nuts, walnuts, macadamia nuts, pistachios, those nuts have high fat content. You understand? And for me on a keto diet, I need high quality fats. You understand what I'm saying? Because the keto diet is basically training your body to turn fat into fuel. And that's why you're able to lose weight faster, because you're not really fucking with a lot of carbohydrates and bread and rice and grain and all of that shit. You understand? And truthfully, a man, as men, we're not really supposed to be fucking with that shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. When you really look at it, the cheapest things in the grocery store, you're not supposed to be consuming. You understand? All of the things that are corn based. You understand? The things with sugar, candy, any of those things. Those things there's a reason why they're cheap. There's a reason why they're cheap. They're easily manufactured. They put a lot of, processing agents and preservatives and this and that. And it's not good for your body as a man. You cannot perform optimally as a man eating those type of things. Like I said, you should be paying attention to the produce section and the fresh meats and seafood section of the store. That's basically all you need to do. And like I said, if you gotta go get some snacks, you go to the part when they sell the peanuts, the almonds, and the other types of high quality nuts. Like, look, go to the store if you don't believe me. Nuts and shit like that always cost more than chips. You get what I'm saying? Anything in the produce section always costs more than the shit in the freezer section or shit that's in the cans. You understand? Because it's not quality food. It's not the best food for you. Okay, so we got no sugar, we got quality fat, protein, and green vegetables. That's where you get your vitamins from. That's where you get your vitamins and your fiber. So we're talking about like spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, string beans, kale. You understand? Anything that's fresh. And the things that you have to get it and chop it up yourself and cook it yourself. That's what's good for you, right? And like I said, the unprocessed meats, like your steaks, fresh chicken, salmon, and other fresh fish. Me personally, I have a shellfish allergy, so I can't fuck with shrimp and all that. But if you don't have a shellfish allergy, fuck with shrimp, fuck with lobster, like. Those things, they're high quality proteins and they'll get you what you need to get. You understand what I'm saying? As far as a good diet for a man. And then another thing is no soy, right? So if you're trying to be a vegan, you got to be careful because there's too many things on a vegan diet or in vegan diet options that have soy in it. But men should not be consuming soy. You know, shout out to Eddie Fuse because he talks a lot about that. But soy has a lot. Soy affects your endocrine system, and your endocrine system basically dictates the levels of hormones in your body, right? You want to maintain high testosterone hormones. But if you have a lot of soy is a proponent of estrogen. Do you understand? Even for women who consume a lot of soy, what happens to women that consume a lot of soy is a lot of times they get fibroids because when the body doesn't know what to do with all the extra hormones, then that's where you have growths and you get cancer and you get fibroids and other things like that. You find a lot of these women have fibroids. You understand what I'm saying? But in men, it offsets the balance in your body where you lose a lot of testosterone and you gain a lot of estrogen. It might be a part of the reason why so many of these people are in this whole, trans thing and genders and whatever, but that's a whole nother video, right? But it's a reason why a lot of guys have a lot of chest fat, right? Like breast and all of that shit. And why a lot of dudes have high-pitched voices and shit like that. Why? Because they're eating food that lowers their testosterone and heightens their estrogen. And that's not what we want to do as men. We want to maintain testosterone. We want to elevate testosterone. We want to, always, that as far as nutrition dictates our masculine energy. You understand? So we want to maintain that. We want to eat foods that maintain that. So we shouldn't be eating soy and we shouldn't be eating a lot of grain and a lot of corn. You understand? Especially today's corn. You understand? All this genetically modified corn is no good for the body. You understand? The body is basically the same body that it was. The body was more used to breaking down corn from back in the day. The body's not used to breaking down this new shit that the scientists made up. You understand? But that's a whole nother video again. But again, these are just guidelines. I am not a nutritionist. These are just guidelines that I find that work for me as a man, and I think and from the research that I've done, it seems to be a rule of thumb or a reoccurring theme from a lot of different diets for men. Like when I look up diets for like men over 40 or diets for men to lose weight, these are the type of things I see, right? And then one more thing is to drink more water. You understand? Try to drink as much water as you can. I talked about dick maintenance. When I talked about dick maintenance, I was explaining that if your urine is yellow, that's not a good thing. That means you need to drink more water. So every time you take a piss, take a look at the color of your urine. See where you're at. You understand? Your piss at any given time should only be slightly yellow, just slightly yellow, if anything. Usually you want it to be clear, but I mean, life is life. So ain't nobody sitting there drinking gallons of water all day. But the point is you got to make sure you drink a lot of water. So you shouldn't be consuming any kind of soda, any type of sugary drinks. None of those sports drinks make any sense. Trust me. If you taking proteins and they have all these different flavorings and sucralose and aspartame and none of those artificial sweeteners is good for you. None of them things, bro. None of those things is good for you. None of them. They only, like I said, anything that's processed and all that shit is no good for you. You're better off trying to get your protein from your diet, if anything. Now, if you're a bodybuilder and all of that other shit, do what you got to do. Figure out what you got to figure out to get your protein and this, that, and the third. But if you just a regular dude, and especially if you like me and you trying to maintain a certain weight because it's easy for you to gain weight. I'm the type of dude. It's easy for me to gain weight, so I don't really need a protein shakes and all that shit. Especially the ones that have a lot of flavoring. When I do take protein every once in a while, I use an unflavored protein powder, you understand? And I just mix that shit with water and I just drink that shit because I just need it for the protein. I don't need it to taste good. Again, I'm not worried about appetite. I'm worried about hunger. I'm worried about purpose. I'm worried about functionality and utility. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm a man. I'm not worried about the taste and how it tastes and all of this shit. Like that's not my focus. If my body needs protein, I'm gonna put protein in it and that's it. And I'm not worried about how good it tastes or how sweet it is and all of that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, as men, we need to focus a little bit deeper on what we really need as opposed to what we want emotionally. You understand what I'm saying? And I forgot the user. Somebody mentioned that there's a deeper meaning or a deeper a deeper discussion to be had when it comes to fasting, right? And I really respect them for saying that because it's very true. You know, the thing with fasting, you know, there's a lot of philosophical things going on with fasting because we're talking about delayed gratification. We're talking about, like I said, the difference between appetite and hunger. You understand? Because a lot of times we eat not because we're hungry. We eat just because we think we're supposed to eat, or we feel like we should eat something, or we're with our friends and they're eating something. So it's like, oh yeah, I'll eat something. You see what I'm saying? But the truth is, you're not really hungry. You shouldn't be eating. What you should be doing is fasting. You understand? So your cells can regenerate, and so we can, you can get all the benefits like I mentioned in the fasting video. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. No sugar, no alcohol, no soy, right? And nothing processed, right? You want everything to be fresh. You want to drink more water. You want to get high quality, unprocessed fat from like meat and seafood, fish, chicken. And you want to have greens. You want to have fresh greens. You don't really need a lot of rice. You don't need bread. You don't need corn. You don't need any of those high carbohydrate things. What you really need is high quality fat, high quality protein, and greens. Greens. You understand? Because you get everything else you need, your vitamins and your fiber, you get that from greens. Like I said, Brussels sprouts, spinach, kale, broccoli, and things like that. Understand? So, but do your own research. Like I said, these are guidelines. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just giving you some rules of thumb to help guide you to do your own research for yourself. You get what I'm saying? So, you see the poster here, man. The Bad Boy, the Game Kings documentary is going to drop on the Bad Boy membership September 1st. All right. So if you want to be one of the first people to see it, just get on the Bad Boy membership. And not to mention all of the programs we have on the Bad Boy membership for you. I mean, shoot, you could get on there for at least a week nonstop, back to back, without sleeping, and you still can't finish the amount of content that's on there. You understand? And most of the questions that you guys, ask are on there. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And get your t-shirts. Get on Teespring and get your t-shirts. All right. Yeah, so this has been another installment of personal care versus looks, right? And this was geared towards diet, diet for men. So I still got a couple more things coming up. I'm gonna talk about personal care as far as personal care for your money. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's important. And how that translates to looks. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm also still got to talk about exercise and working out and how that translates to looks. All right. And I think I got a couple more things. I'm still working it out. I'm trying to get this together for y'all. I'm trying to get all the research done and everything for you guys because I want these guys to be very enriching. And like I said, I'm trying to really bring a real base to this whole looks versus game debate. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really trying to like, I want guys to think deeper, man. A lot of times we have these debates and we go back and forth, and it ain't really about shit. But the bottom line is, where's the game at? Like, where's the actual action? Where's the work? Where's the purpose behind all of the bullshit? You get what I'm saying? So this, like I said, this has been another installment of personal care versus looks, and this topic was diet. All right. So it's your boy Miles Cunningham, and as always, the truth is inside you. The truth is inside you. Peace.